PR News.
A little bit from Morning Edition there to get us ready for the musical Seussical and the context in which the musical Seussical is being done. Andrew Ware-Lewis is usually in here as an actor or singer, performer, but you have a different role with the Spokane Civic Theater. What do they call is it a summer session, or what's the name for what's going on?
It's our summer teen musical theater camp.
Great. And so for a couple of weeks you've had a bunch of teens and you put together a musical.
Yes, from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. For the last 2.5 weeks, we've been at the Spokane Civic Theater preparing to open Seussical, the musical, this Friday.
And I assume that you'd had the piece, Seussical, long picked, and then it was a matter of finding the cast and making it work.
Yes. Back in December, Keith Dixon, the artistic director of the Spokane Civic Theater, came to me and Mike Sacamano and asked us to be the directors of the camp. He asked me to direct and for Mike to be the music director, and he said, and I want you guys to choose the show. And Mike came to me a few months later and said, what about Seussical? And I love Seussical. I love Dr. Seuss, and I love this show. So I said, absolutely, let's do it. Let's make it happen. We had auditions back in May, and the auditions exceeded our expectations. And when we got our cast, we felt so good about the cast. And even then, getting started with the camp, every day the kids exceed our expectations. 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock is a long day to spend rehearsing. The days are long, but I'll tell you, the weeks are short when you only have 2.5 weeks to put up a show. It's not just our kids that are in the cast. We have kids that are in the crew, too. We have a fantastic student set designer, Bailey Hepler. We have a wonderful student lighting designer, Emma Lyons. We have awesome student makeup designer. We have a student interning in our costume department under Summer Berry. We have just so many great, talented kids doing fantastic work. It's really impressive.
And a little bit about Seussical. I don't happen to know it. Tell me a bit about the musical.
Well, one thing about it is that every Dr. Seuss book is referenced. However, gosh, we don't have this new one, and so we'll have to figure out some kind of way to reference it. But every Dr. Seuss book is referenced in the show. The story is really about it follows our main character, Horton the elephant, and the two stories of Horton are his desire, his chasing, his desire to save the Who's. They're a village of people. He can't see them, but he can hear them. And it's sort of a little bit of, giving a voice to the voiceless, and even more than that, being a defender of the defenseless. He is a person's a person no matter how small, he says. So I'll just have to save them, and he's so sweet and pure about it. And no matter what personal cost, he isn't saving them because it gains him something. He's not saving it something because it makes him famous. It actually harms him to have to work to save them, and he does it anyway. And then it's combined with the second story of Horton when Horton hatches the egg. He's asked to sit on this egg for someone who didn't really want it, and he does it. Even in his pursuit to try to save the Who's, he sits on this egg, and he's dedicated. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%. And he keeps his promise no matter what. And it's really sweet. And I'll tell you what, obviously the lyrics come right from Dr. Seuss's books, but Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty, lyrics by Lynn Ahrens and music by Stephen Flaherty, they do such a fantastic job. We know them from ragtime fame, Once on This Island, Christmas Carol the musical, My Favorite Year. They're so good at writing Dr. Seuss's stories and at presenting these characters. We've just had a ball with the music. It's beautiful and lovely, and we spend a lot of time laughing, and we spend a lot of time even getting teary-eyed and choked up. And the kids do it justice so much.
Let's get a sample of that. We have 3 of them here, and we have a couple of duets coming along from the show. What's the first song?
Right, this first song is called Alone in the Universe. And this is Horton, he feels a little bit like he's alone in the universe. And so does JoJo the Who. And they can't see each other. They can hear each other because they have kind of a connection of spirit of sorts, and they sing this really beautiful song. This is Jonah Taylor as Horton the elephant, and Jordan Santiago as JoJo the Who singing Alone in the Universe.
I've been guarding this clover for over a week, getting laughed at for thinking a dust speck could speak. Well, let them all laugh, and I'll try not to mind. for I have found something that they'll never find. There are secrets on a leaf, in the water, in the air, in the planet's tiny worlds, all invisible. Not a person seems to know, not a person seems to care. There's no one who believes a thing I'd say. Well, I'm fairly certain at one time or other, great thinkers all feel this way. I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. I found magic, but they won't see it. They all call me a lunatic. Okay, call me a lunatic. If I stand on my own, so be it. 'Cause I have wings, yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And one day soon, I know there you'll be. One small voice in the universe, true friend in the universe, who believes in me.
I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. My own planets and stars are glowing.
Alone in the universe.
No one notices anything. Not one person is listening. They don't have any way of knowing.
Nobody knows that I have wings.
I have wings.
Yes, I can fly.
I can fly
around the moon and far beyond the sky. Well, someday
soon you will hear my plea.
one small voice in the universe,
One true friend in the universe.
please believe in me. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, who's there?
It's me, Jojo, the mayor's son.
Oh, I'm Horton, the elephant.
Are you real? Or are you a very large think?
Oh, I'm real, all right. I would state that in ink.
In my thinks, I imagine a lot of strange things, and I go to strange places as if I had wings. I love a good think.
Well, for me that goes double.
Sometimes my thinks are what get me in trouble.
When you think, do you dream?
In bright colors!
Oh, me too! And I go to strange places like Seussical.
When you think, do you think you can fly to the stars?
Little friend, no one else could have things such as ours. Yes, I have wings.
I have wings.
And I can fly.
I can fly
around the moon and far beyond the sky. And saw my name and you set me free. One small voice in the universe,
One true friend in the universe.
who believes in me. Good night, Jojo.
Good night, Horton. See you in Seussical.
From our studio, Alone in the Universe, sung by Jonah Taylor as Horton and Jordan Santiago as Jojo, with Mike Sacamano playing piano. That lovely song from Seussical, the musical, which opens this Friday at Spokane Civic Theater, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday night at 7:30, Sunday at 2 o'clock, and then next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with those same times. With me, Andrew Ware Lewis, and you're right. It's just lovely singing.
It is, isn't it?
Engagement from these kids.
It's beautiful, and there are so many moments where we find ourselves watching and going, "Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, no, that's my favorite now." And I love watching and listening to these kids. And you mentioned Mike Sacamano. He has done such a fantastic job. Most people in music in the area know that name, and they know that he's a musical genius. And so it's really fun to get to do a summer camp with kids with someone like Mike. And we also have a fantastic choreographer, Hannah Farley, who has just been wonderful. And I tell you, I think the artistic team is it's been a terrific experience. My friend Troy Nickerson came into the rehearsal process last week on Friday, just popped in to say hi, and he was watching for about 10 minutes, and he said, "Oh my gosh, Andrew, this doesn't look like a camp show. I'm going to come see it." And it was fun. I had not even invited him, and he just said, he volunteered. I said, "I want to come see it." And so I tell you, if you come see this show, I think you'll love it. You'll have a great time. And it's certainly appropriate for younger people, but, all ages are going to love this show.
Good. Well, we have another song. So
yeah.
Set up the other song.
So another part of our story is that Miss Gertrude McFuzz is, she laments that her one-feather tail doesn't get her noticed by Horton the elephant. She loves her next-door neighbor, Horton the elephant, and she wants so badly for him to love her. He's so focused on his pursuit of saving the Who's and taking care of the egg. This is a song called Notice Me, Horton. She'll sing it with him. He's not talking to her. He's trying to find the Who's right now. So he's not even aware of her, but she's watching him, and I'll tell you, on stage, she does it so lovely. So this is Miss Abby Hare as Gertrude McFuzz and Jonah Taylor as Horton the elephant.
It's taken all my courage to approach you, not to mention all my stamina to follow you across the hills and deserts. But I feel as if I'm ready to confess to you the feelings that I've hidden with great diligence and labor behind the facade of your odd little next door neighbor. My eyes are too small, I have very large feet, and I'm not very proud of my pitiful tweet. But I've now got a tail that is something to see.
102, 103.
No one's ever looked twice at Miss Gertrude McFuzz, but this tail makes me worth almost twice what I was. And I did it for you, so you'd notice me more.
103, 104.
Oh, notice me, Horton, feather by feather. This is your next door neighbor calling. Notice me, Horton, Horton together. We could be great. Oh, notice me, Horton, put down the clover. This is your next door neighbor calling.
noticed a thing or two.
Notice me o'er time.
The way I noticed you.
From our studio, Abby Hare singing hopefully to Horton. Abby Hare as Gertrude McFuzz singing to Jonah Taylor, who is in the role of Horton. Let's meet these people who were just singing so beautifully. Let's start with you, Abby. Just move right up to that microphone there. And that was just such an earnest... okay, oh, you're at that? Okay. That was such a great earnest song. What do you think about the song you just got to sing?
Well, it's kind of a tear jerker, I think, for me. I mean, you just want to be noticed. Yeah. It's how I kind of feel in real life, so don't have to act too much.
And like every person on the planet, have you experienced that too? A time that you wanted to be noticed?
Of course.
Yeah. Does that have anything to do with you liking to do theater?
Probably, yeah. There's always that. Even in the ensemble, there's a little role you want to be noticed. So.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit more about you and doing theater and singing and things like that. What are some of the preparations you've done in your life for this?
Well, I've been doing theater since I was 7, and
it's CYT or
yes, it's CYT, and I just recently started with the Civic Theater, and I've done some productions with Coeur d'Alene Summer Theater and the Modern Theater. So. It's just
and then do you take voice lessons along with that
yes.
too? And,
From piano. From Marcia Schlingen.
Okay, and then piano lessons too, so that you can be the complete thing. Do you do a little dancing too?
I do, yes. I'm also taking tap lessons from Heidi Cartwright.
Yeah, so you're putting a lot of focus onto that. Thank you. That's Abby Hare, who was in the role of Gertrude McFuzz. Let's go to you, Jordan. We've encountered you before. You got to do one of the things on the INB stage, didn't you? You were one of the people. What was that show?
It was Camelot.
That's right. Yeah. And you did the Camelot thing, and so you've done all kinds of theater, but you have something coming up. Tell me about what's in your immediate future.
Okay, so my family and I auditioned for a show called Ragtime on Broadway, and we got in, and so the cast list is already up, so this is allowed to talk about. But yeah,
that's good.
yeah. So yeah.
So that'll be the touring company of Ragtime?
Yeah, that's the touring company.
And that begins how soon?
September 22nd is when we leave, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then September 25th is when we start in New York.
And how long of a commitment are you making to that?
It's the whole school year, so yeah.
Yeah, so you'll just be on the road and homeschooling on the road and just kind of that whole thing. Mm-hmm. So a dumb question that I have, are you excited about that?
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited. I never thought I was that good to be on Broadway.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Jonah Taylor, let's bring you in. And that's terrific. What theater and singing and stuff have you done so far in your life?
Well, I've grown up with Christian Youth Theater. Uh-huh. I've done that since I was 8, and then along through that process, I've done other local theaters like the Playhouse, the Civic, Coeur d'Alene Summer Theater.
And where in your life are you? You're in school right now? Or?
I will be attending Spokane Falls Community College to get my Associate of Fine Arts in Theater.
And why did you choose SFCC?
It's cheap, to be honest. But I've heard great things. Yeah. I've heard great things about their theater program. Some would argue that they're the best in the state. So
it's easily arguable, yeah, that you'd get just as good a training there,
absolutely,
as you're going to get anywhere and do that. So these are 3 of the cast members who are involved with this Civic Theater project, and once again, the opening is Friday night.
This Friday, 7:30. Saturday, 7:30. Sunday too. Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well.
Yeah, and so that is Seussical the musical. So thank you all for coming in. We're out of time, but it was great to have you here.
Thank you.
Certainly, thank you, Mike Sacamano, for the piano playing. This is Spokane Public Radio, KPBX, Spokane, KIBX, Bonners Ferry, KLGG Kellogg, KOMQ, OMAC, KPBG Oroville, KTWP Twisp, and KPBW in Brewster. And we've had support for this program from